Hi guys, welcome to my channel One Data Byte. Before jumping into the Databricks Free Edition platform and writing our first piece of code in Python, let me explain the key elements of a programming language's syntax and structure. So basically in computer programs, we have to pass instructions to the computer. Instructions are basically a combination of expressions or statements. To build the expressions or statements in a computer program, we have to follow these six components basically to create a proper structure according to the semantics. So keywords are reserved words and symbols are special characters specific to a programming language that are used to construct instructions in a computer program. Built-in data types are predefined data types provided by a programming language that are used to store and represent different kinds of values or data in a computer program. Built-in functions are predefined functions provided by a programming language that can be used to perform common tasks in a computer program. Spaces are blank characters used to separate keywords, symbols, and other elements. Basically, it provides proper identification in a computer program to improve readability and structure. Alphanumeric constructions are combinations of letters and numbers used to form identifiers, literals, and other elements in a computer program. So, as a programming language, Python has all of these six components, and we have to follow these six components to build our program structure using Python. So, keywords in Python. These are the keywords in Python. Each keyword is associated with a specific functionality of Python. As we explore these functionalities one by one, I will explain what each keyword does and mark it as completed along the way. Symbols in Python. So these are the symbols available in Python. Similar to the keywords, these symbols are also associated with different operations and functionalities in Python. Don't worry, I will explain each of these one by one. Built-in functions in Python. These are the built-in functions available in Python right now. So these functions are basically used to do common tasks in computer programs. I'll explain each of these functions as well in my next videos. Built-in data types in Python. On my next video, I will explain the data types and built-in data types in Python. So now let's jump into the code editor Databricks Free Edition platform and write down our first piece of code in Python. Okay, we are on Databricks Free Edition platform right now. So to start our programming journey, we have to create one interactive notebook in Databricks platform. So how to create one interactive notebook and what is an interactive notebook? So let me create the interactive notebook first. We have to click on this new button and we have to click the notebook here. So if you don't have any idea how to log in into Databricks Free Edition, please watch out my previous videos. I have explained how to register and log in into Databricks Free Edition. That will help you. So this is our first interactive notebook we have created in Databricks Free Edition platform. So you can see the notebook name is new notebook and the date and the time. We can rename the notebook from here, like I am putting Hi Python or anything you can put as per your need. Okay, let me introduce the interactive notebook first. An interactive notebook is a computational environment that allows users to write, execute, and test code interactively. Where users can combine executable code, its output, documentation, visualizations, and other static media, such as images, within a single and organized document. The first interactive notebook concept came in 1988, and in 2001, Jupyter's notebook came in the market with the help of IPython. So I'm not going in depth of interactive notebooks history. I'm just saying that you can measure that how old is the interactive notebook concept. Databricks uses the same interactive notebook concepts here for its computational environment. The interactive notebook in Databricks, also known as Databricks Interactive Notebook or simply Databricks Notebook. The main building block of an interactive notebook is a cell. It is an individual section within a notebook where users can write and execute code, add markdown documentation, display results, along with visualizations and much more. So whatever you are seeing here in this interactive notebook, all are cells. Here you can see 4 cells basically. In the first cell, I have described what's an interactive notebook. In the second cell, I have described the cell's definition itself. In the third cell, the cluster's definition is described, which I will elaborate in few minutes. And the fourth cell is basically empty. Okay, let's start with the fourth cell, which is an empty cell. If you see on the right side of that cell, you can find Python mentioned there. So let me click on the Python button. Once I click, you can see all the languages which are supported for this cell. Those languages are Markdown, Python, and SQL. So as you see on Python, it is Notebook's default language. So how to know that which is Notebook's default language? So you can see on the top left side of this notebook, the Python mentioned there. So once I clicked on it, you can see Python and SQL is displaying to us. So that means we can select any of these two languages for our notebook, which would be the default language for this notebook. Right now, we are choosing Python because we are going to learn Python basically. When we learn about SQL, we'll definitely choose the SQL, and at that time, the notebook's default language would be SQL. So let's go with Python for now. And yeah, here another language you can see, which is basically Markdown. The first three cells are basically Markdown cells. Let me create one Markdown cell for you so that you can understand how I have created the previous three Markdown cells. Let me click on the Markdown language button here. Once I clicked, it is showing me the %md magic command here in the cell, which is basically indicating that this is a Markdown cell. If I remove this %md, it is basically revert back to the Python cell, the default language cell of the notebook. If I add %md, it will automatically revert it to the Markdown cell. Okay, so either you can choose from the button in the right side, otherwise you can write a magic command directly to convert the cell type basically. Now I will put some documentation here in this Markdown cell. Let me put three hash symbols. These three hash symbols basically indicate the level third header. Here I'll write down the header first Python code, and I'll put some description for the Markdown cell. We are going to hello the world. Okay, now we are done with the small documentation. If I click outside of this cell, it will show us the documentation, whatever we wrote through the Markdown language. Don't worry, I'll explain all the Markdown features in future in a single video so that you can write proper documentations in interactive notebooks or Databricks notebooks. So let me create one cell again for Python coding. So for that, we have to click on this code button. It will create the Python cell. So here we will write down our first Python code. Before that, let me introduce the first Python built-in function to you, which is print. So it prints the specified values to the output. Whatever we pass through this print function, it will print basically in the output panel. So let me write down one code. By using this print function, I am passing hi Python, hello world. Okay. So this is our Python code. To run this Python code, we need one cluster in Databricks basically. So what is a cluster? A cluster refers to the combination of all required computational resources used to execute code in an interactive notebook on the Databricks platform. So it is basically the computer system that provides the processing power, either with CPU or GPU, memory, which is basically RAM, and runtime environments, which are basically required to run workloads such as data processing, analytics, and machine learning. So the Databricks runtime environment is the combination of all packages, you can say. So how to choose one cluster for this interactive notebook? For that, we have to go on the top right side of the notebook and click on this button, which is showing serverless there, but with a hollow green circle. So once we click on it, it will show us these two clusters for now. So one is serverless and serverless GPU. These two clusters are provided by Databricks Free Edition at this time. Serverless is CPU-based compute and serverless GPU is for GPU-based compute. So I'll choose the serverless for now. Let me click on the serverless cluster. Once I click, it is taking some time. Okay, this green solid symbol is showing that this serverless cluster is attached with our notebook right now. And let me run the Python code. To run the Python code, we have to click on this button, which is basically for running the cell. Okay, the run has been completed. You can see that it is printing hi Python and hello world. Okay, great. We are done with our first Python code. We have introduced with first built-in Python function, which is print, and also the first Python symbol, which is basically single quote. The single quote is basically used inside the print function for passing the text value. Yeah, we executed the code as well as to view the output. We are good for now. Okay, let's recap today's video. We have used our first built-in function in Python, which is print. We have used our first Python symbol, which is single quote. On the next video, we'll explore Python data types, variables, and different operators. Thank you for watching my videos. Stay tuned. I will see you on my next video.